For this question on the topic circles, a lot of students will get stuck because there's no diagram, and to some of you, you may feel that there are very limited information because they only gave a tangent and they gave equation. They gave equation which is a normal. So you do need to know some concept. So what I did was I drew out first. So I drew out the description. So I try to draw a circle. This point is sitting on the circle. So I try to draw it out. So there is a circle. I don't even know whether the circle will be on this side. Maybe the circle can be on this side. Okay, so but it doesn't matter. It's just for you to visualize. So I drew a circle and I drew it with 5, 5 on it. And the tangent will pass through the center. No, not center, sorry. The tangent will pass through the origin. So I just drew it out based on what the question say. And then they gave us the equation of normal. So you do need to understand that the center of circle will lie on the normal. So let me explain this property in case you didn't know. So usually we have a tangent. And we know that there's a relationship between tangent and normal. So tangent and normal are usually perpendicular. Okay. And because of this, it actually pass through the center. So this will pass through the center. The equation of a normal will pass through a center. There's another one that passes through the center, which is the perpendicular bisector of a chord. So let's say you have a chord, okay, A and B are on the circumference. If you have the equation of the perpendicular bisector, it will also pass through the center. So perpendicular bisector of a chord will also pass through center of circle. So these are the few properties that you need to know. So for this question, right, the one that they are giving me is something like this. So this is the normal. So this normal will definitely pass through the center. So that's my idea first. So currently I drew out the circle I drew out the circle and the tangent. And then I need to understand that the normal will pass through the center of the circle. Okay, so the next part, you answer the question. The question is asking you to find the equation of circle. So your brain should break down into, if I will need the center, then I need the radius. And if you got the concept in mind, then we can set out to use the concept. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my EMAP property. So from a tangent, right, I can have a radius here. So the green part here is the radius. So in your EMAP property, we know that radius will be perpendicular to tangent. So I'm trying to use that. So I'm trying to find the equation of radius. So I need to know that the tangent and the radius are perpendicular. So I can find the gradient of the tangent. Then I can find the gradient of the radius. And then I make use of the 5, 5. And eventually I got the equation of the radius. So of course the equation of if this is radius, it will pass through center. So that's why I'm doing a simultaneous. So this is the radius. And then this is the normal. Both of them pass through the center. So I'm going to do a simultaneous and I will get the center. Once you get the center, it's very easy to get the radius. Okay, so you can just calculate the radius by using a length formula. So I'm going to apply the length formula here. So I apply the length formula, there will be a √8. And then that's how I get the format of the equation of circle. Okay, then subsequently, the question for 2 marks, the question is asking you, find the coordinates where is the nearest to the x-axis. Again, you've got to draw out to visualize. You already gotten the center. And then the radius is √8. So the one that is nearest to the x-axis will be the lowest point. So you think about the lowest point. The lowest point will be something like this. So that's why you just have to minus away the radius. So similarly, they can also ask you the point that is nearest to the y-axis. So if they are nearest to the y-axis, then it should be this point. So if it's this point, the radius is also 8. So this coordinate will be 7 minus √8. And this point will be 7 minus √8 bracket 3, comma 3. So in the same way, they can ask you for the coordinate nearest to the x-axis. They can also ask you for the coordinate that is nearest to the y-axis. Or even they can ask you for the one that is furthest away from the y-axis or furthest away from the x-axis. That means the 4 corners of the circle. With the center and radius, you can actually play around with the 4 corners of the circle. So make sure you can get the coordinates of the 4 corners of the circle, because they will ask differently. Sometimes they will ask in terms of equation of tangent. So maybe they will ask you for the equation of tangent at the highest point. So at the highest point, the tangent will be a horizontal line. At the lowest point, the tangent will also be a horizontal line. And then if they wanted a vertical tangent, then you'll be at the side of the circle. So they can ask something like that. They can ask for the equation of tangent at the highest point or the lowest point. Or they can ask for the equation of tangent at the 2 sides of the circle. So both are either vertical or horizontal. You can draw out, you can visualize. So there are some questions that play around with all this. Okay, so this question can be a bit difficult, and you do need to know the concept where which kind of line will pass through the center of circle.